Hey guys, I have a really quick video here. Um, I recently subscribed to a seminar from Dr. Stephen Crosby about understanding the role of the New Testament prophet. Um, the reason I subscribed to this seminar that I'm currently watching is because I think a lot of people have been disillusioned. Um, I kind of wanted to see, it's just, I guess, kind of a curiosity, well, what is a New Testament prophet? What does that mean? You know, because I know that there's a lot of people right now who are disillusioned because of false political prophecies, and you know, um, I've seen a lot of craziness, to be honest. Um, so I just want to talk a little bit about that. Um, and basically, what I've got from the seminar so far is that, a lot of times when we think, well, first, one of the things that he talked about was, how a lot of people have been abused in the church by so called prophets. Um, and how there's a lot of spiritual abuse concerning people that call themselves prophets. And there's a lot of people who have been hurt in the church by, you know, by authoritarian leaders that, you know, just say things that aren't true. He said there's a lot of charismatic craziness when it comes to prophecy, that people will, do all kind of crazy thing and then justify it by saying, "Oh, well, I'm prophetic." But one of the things that he was saying, he was given characteristics of what a New Testament prophet is and what their role is, and their role is simply to reveal Christ, to show Christ. A New Testament prophet should, it's not about, predicting the future, but it's about revealing Christ. That's the New Testament prophet. So he was saying, like, some of the characteristics of, what a New Testament prophet should be. And even in the Old Testament, one characteristic was a concern for the least of these, a concern for the poor, a concern for justice, and a concern for people. And then he was saying that, like, the role of a New Testament prophet was, to be able to look at something and see that it's not, if something's wrong, to be able to look at that and say, hey, to be able to call that out and say, this isn't right. Another, like, he was talking about just all these characteristics of New Testament, what a New Testament prophet should be, and he was saying, the ability to empathize with people, to be able to speak to the human condition, to resonate with people. And he was saying that, to be able to even speak into someone's life and help steer people in the right direction. Like, if they're doing wrong, to be able to see it and speak to it and say, hey, to try to help people to avoid sin that will cause them pain and destruction. And, basically, I began to recognize a lot of these things in myself, which I never considered myself at all to have any sort of prophetic gift, because I've always had a false understanding of what a prophet is. I think we look at the Old Testament prophets and we say, well, that's what but he was saying that the role of a New Testament prophet is different. It's, you're under a new covenant, and the role of the New Testament prophet is simply to reveal Christ. And it has nothing to do with speaking to politics. You know, a lot of prophecies that I've heard of lately have all revolved around a politician. They've had nothing to do with Jesus. They haven't revealed Christ. They've just spoken to power. They've spoken to political power, and they've spoken to positions in high places. And when I think about, does that reveal Christ? No, it doesn't, because whenever Christ was offered a high position, the people tried to make him king. He turned that down and said, I did not come to be served, but I came to serve. So if you have people speaking to positions in high places, that is not a New Testament prophet. That's not a true prophet. A true prophet will not speak to positions of high places. They will be servants. They will reveal Christ. So I thought that was very interesting, and I'll probably talk more about this as I learn more. But I kind of just wanted to address this just very briefly. That the role of a New Testament prophet isn't, it's not necessarily what you've been exposed to or what you've been taught. But if you can see Christ in someone, if someone has the ability to resonate and with people, to empathize, if someone has a heart for justice and mercy and a concern for the least of these, if someone reveals Christ, then that is the role of a New Testament prophet, and not all of the nonsense that we have been taught. He was talking about, how some people don't like to be challenged. There are leaders that don't like to be challenged because they have this role of, they're self-proclaimed prophets. And, but that's not what, just because someone claims to be a prophet doesn't make it so. So I just kind of wanted to put this out there, that just because someone claims to be a prophet, and just because someone claims to speak prophecy, like, a lot of self-proclaimed prophets claim to know the future. Guys, even fortune tellers get it right sometimes. Even psychics, to some degree, can sometimes get the future right. So just because someone can speak a few truths about the future doesn't make them a prophet, okay? What makes a prophet is someone who reveals Christ. Someone who's, it's about the unveiling of who Jesus is. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to put this out there. I may have more coming on this soon. This isn't my area of expertise. I'm still learning. But I just thought that it was interesting. And, maybe you see parts of a prophet yourself. If you have the ability to empathize with people, if you have a heart for justice and mercy and fairness, if you, if you can see something and see that something's not right, if you have that kind of discernment, then maybe you have prophetic gift that you don't even know that you have. But anyway, I just wanted to just put this out there, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks a lot.